Hello, and welcome to Temple of the Falsepod, where decks are not optimized, but are played sure as heck are fun. I'm Andy.
I'm Bruce.
And I'm wearing the same shirt.
What?
Welcome to vignette number 2. We're between seasons right now, so we just figured we'd chime in with some topics we just feel passionate about. Topics that, frankly, would not fill out an entire episode, or would, and maybe we'll do that later.
Maybe.
No foreshadowing there whatsoever.
No, none at all.
This week, Bruce brought us a topic, and I'll let him introduce it.
Yeah, I brought us a topic. It's maybe not the best for one of our vignettes, but I'm going to narrow it way down, so we'll get there. Don't worry. So I want to talk about sack outlets for those who. So the idea being, there's a whole bunch of cards out there that you can play that will let you sacrifice a permanent or a creature or whatever and get a benefit. Okay. That's a topic for another full podcast. I want to bring this way back, keep pulling back, because what I want to talk about is the idea of your sack outlet protecting your commander or even one of your valuable creatures. Now, obviously, that it's limited protection because I'm already talking about sacrificing your creature. I don't know how protection that is, but what I'm thinking about are situations where you've got opponents who are going to copy your commander. I'm just going to say commander, but you should assume if it's a good creature, I mean that too.
Yeah, S-tier creature.
Exactly. So they're going to copy your commander. They're going to steal your commander, even if it's only for one turn, or maybe it's permanent, or they want to put an enchantment on it that's going to turn it into something else. Andy, I'm forgetting the name of the card. The one that turns it into a 0/1 creature with indestructible.
Yes. The white one?
Yes, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, it can turn your commander into a 0/1 indestructible, so it makes it hard for you to get rid of it. So having a sack outlet lets you get around a lot of those situations. If you cannot have your opponent stealing your commander or copying it at all, like it's going to hose your own deck. You need to have a way out of it. And this is not the cards the two cards that I want to talk about here we're not talking about Ashnod's Altar or Altar of Dementia, these big ones that show up in decks where I plan to sacrifice a pile of creatures. So I need to have a whole host of them.
Right.
And, I want to run down a list of 5 or 6. I've got that for Atla Palani because I want to be able to sack egg tokens. So those cards are there. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about protecting your commander. So maybe you don't want to dedicate a card that's just there to destroy your own creatures. And ideally, you don't want to do that. So I was looking at other options. When I was looking around, part of what I was looking for was something that can protect that one creature, your commander or the one thing. So instead of just looking for sack outlets that cost 0, meaning I can sack all of my creatures to it. So if somebody's about to wrath the board, I have a sack outlet that gives me 2 mana. So I'm going to sack all of my stuff and get, 16 mana. Maybe you're not going to do anything with it, but it's an option.
Yeah. I mean, so many board wipes nowadays have value attached to them where it'd be like, oh, well, like they'd get value out of it if you didn't. So.
Right. So in this case, what I'm looking for was just to protect one creature. So if it cost 0, that was great. Or if it tapped to sack the creature, that was good too. Now, the 2 cards I'm going to mention are not cards you want to have in a deck that requires you to sack a bunch of creatures, because you don't want to have to tap it to sack something, because then you can only sack it once. And if you don't have a way to untap it, you only get it once in an entire round. That is really not what you're looking for in these decks. But for the scenario that I'm talking about, where you're looking to be able to protect your commander in these situations, these 2 options are pretty good. Now, the obvious one to me was High Market. High Market is a land. It's been around forever. It taps for a colorless, and it also taps and sacks a creature, and you gain 1 life. The card is in a multitude of commander decks. It's been reprinted piles of times. I'm not sure how much it costs, but it's out there and it's been out there for a long time. I put high market in a lot of decks. Um, I have a lot of decks that revolve around the commander doing its thing. And if it can't, then I'm in trouble. Hey, I stole your commander. I'm never giving it back. I'm not going to swing. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm just going to hold on to it for as long as I can. Like, thank you for making my deck unfun, but I need to be able to manage those situations. And high market was a way for me to be able to do that. However, when I was looking for this, I found something else. And I had never seen this card before. So maybe it's not new to everyone out there, but it's certainly new to me. There's a land out there. It's called Lazotep Quarry.
Mm.
It's a desert. It taps for colorless. It also taps and sacks a creature, but it doesn't give you 1 life. Instead, it gives you 1 mana of any color. That's way better, because there's a good chance that I can use that, and it's a mana of a color. It's not just colorless, so you're getting a benefit that way as well. Now, there's a lot of other text on this card, and it involves sacrificing a desert. For our discussion here, it's completely irrelevant. I don't care. I don't really care what it does or how it works or anything like that. If you're running a deck that opts to use some deserts, this might be an option.
I
But
will
in
note.
this case, yeah.
I will note that this is a desert.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. So like it's still fairly irrelevant, but I think it just adds to the point of this does save your thing, right?
Yes.
So the activated ability is X2 tap sacrifice a desert. So generally this one.
This one.
Exile target creature with mana value X from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it, except as a 4/4 black zombie. Activate only as a sorcery.
Right.
So like you do possibly get whatever creature it is back, especially if it's your commander, because if you exile it from your graveyard, you get to put it back in your command zone. Uh, Granted, the token copy is not a commander, so like
Right.
it's not going to be doing commander damage. But again, a little irrelevant. That is fairly niche with regards to what we're talking about today.
Right. Essentially, what I'm saying is if your commander is so key to what your deck is doing,
Mm.
then yes, you should be running Lightning Greaves. You should be running you should be running some equipment that you can play on it to protect it from targeted removal and from all of these sorts of options. But if you're running your full 40 lands like you're supposed to be, then adding High Market or Lazotep Quarry, I like the Quarry better, but maybe you don't like the what at the time of the video. I think this card was somewhere around $5 or $6,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure High Market is under $1. I
Yeah.
wasn't looking at it right away, but it either option. I recommend putting it in your deck if that's something that your commander is, if your commander is that essential. If it's not, don't waste your time. You just don't need it that badly. But there are times and when you're playing against the opponents who are running that sort of thing, it's probably a good idea to at least be considering it. It should be something that you're looking at and then deciding, can my land support this? Having a colorless mana that realistically I almost never want to tap.
Right.
Because that's the other part. It does turn into a land that you almost never want to use. It's the last resort land. When you tap this thing, you're leaving yourself open, and that's when it's going to happen, and you're just going to be so frustrated. But it is something to consider, and I like the option.
Yeah, and I think so. I think for so often, nobody's really looking at the land. Generally speaking, a lot of people aren't looking at the lands for the sack outlet to play Darksteel Mutation, which is the card that we were referencing before.
Yes, thank you.
But even so, like things like Darksteel Mutation or any pacifism effect, this allows you to kind of just do it whenever. You don't have to have it at the ready to kind of get around that. Like you might take a turn off to get rid of it, but I think generally speaking, just having a sack outlet for your high value creatures is just wise, because there are also so many theft things.
Right.
What I find interesting too is that even outside the commander, right? Like we keep touching on high value creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So many times in combat, they will be removed via Swords to Plowshare, Path to Exile.
Yeah.
And getting rid of them from the game outright kind of sucks sometimes, especially if you have graveyard recursion, which a lot of colors do at this point. Being able to just sacrifice it in response, sure, you might be missing out on, life gain or whatever, but like you get to keep that highly important creature, even if it is just going to the graveyard. Granted,
right.
Right. Yeah. So
and I really have tried to downplay what the quarry or what High Market does with that creature, the benefit that you're getting from it, because I mean, that's great, but it's not the essential part. It's the ability that, you can respond to somebody targeting your creature by simply tapping the land and sacking the creature. It's part of the cost. There's no way for them to respond to this. It's just happening. So
I love that.
The other benefit for or at least with Lazotep Quarry, I will say, early on, if it comes down early and you've played out your Solemn Simulacrum to get your land, and now you're waiting for it to die so you can draw your card. Well, now you can sack it. You get to draw your card, and you have 1 mana to now play the next thing coming out. So it can move things along at least a little bit in the early going. In the late going, maybe you're not as in dire need of that colored mana, but it is a way to, if you've got extra creatures, you can certainly put them into the quarry. But
it's got range for sure.
It definitely has some range. And I fully appreciate this is a niche. This is a niche card. If you're running a deck and your commander is important but not essential, then you're going to let your opponent do whatever they're going to do. You don't need to be running this card. You don't need to be sacking your commander or your creature in response. You just continue on and don't worry about it. So this doesn't go in every deck. It just doesn't. I'm always very wary about cards that can, mess with your mana base a little bit too much because you're trying to then hold a land up so that you can do something. It's like playing the strip mine. Right. I love a good strip mine, but do you play it right away because it's colorless and you're saving your colored mana? Or do you hold off and make it one of the last ones you're tapping because you want your opponents to always be afraid that you're going to take out one of their lands? I don't know.
Yeah. I've had Darksteel Mutation played against me way too many times for me to be like, why would you include this? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I need more ways to get around. It only
takes one time when Darksteel Mutation hits your creature and you have no way to sack it. Because if you can't sack it, you practically can't kill it. It just sits there and it's just miserable.
Darksteel Mutation makes me want to play Circle of Protection White in every one of my decks. Because the great thing is that even if it resolves, it falls off if I give it protection from white.
Of course, the other option is you could play Lazotep Quarry and just sack it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even cost 1.
Redundancy, Bruce. Redundancy.
Fine.
Well, it kind of costs 1.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you have to tap the land for it, so there's always that.
But then you get the 1 back, so it's okay.
Yeah. All right, Andy, that's all I got.
Great. Sack your stuff. That's today's lesson. But next week, we're going to be back with a full-fledged episode of Temple of False Bond. So make sure you're following us or subscribed or whatever. But thanks so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you press that subscribe button. Or, give us a like, give a comment down below, all that stuff. And be prepared for next season. Season 16, we're going to start off next week. Crazy. Episode 151.
Look out.
Just like the original 151 Pokemon.
Yes.
This will be the Mew of episodes. But, yeah, thank you again. We'll be back next week because we're Temple False Pod, where decks are not optimized, but our plays sure as heck are fun. I'm Andy.
I'm Bruce.
Thank you again. Play some Magic, and may your 5th land be the Temple.
Bye!
Wait, before you go, I just wanted to say thank you for listening. You can reach out to us via email at falsepodmtg@gmail.com or in Blue Sky at falsepodmtg. Bruce is at ManaBurned, and I'm at Andy Weekend, though you'll definitely notice I use the podcast Twitter far more often. Now that we've got you here, make sure you subscribe, like, rate us on whatever podcast platform you use. It helps us out. It gets us more reach. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. Like a video there. Leave some comments for more casual enjoyment. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back with some more timeless discussions about all things casual. So come hang out, and may your 5th land be the Temple. Bye-bye. Should I do my best, Bruce? Bye!